So I, 16, have recently began applying for internships and jobs to spice up my resume. I have a strong passion for graphic design and visual effects. In the past, I have designed YouTube banners for many well-known people, edited their videos, and more. All of my work is watermarked with my name unless it's commissioned. My cousin, 23, who has been very close to me since I was young, has had a lot of trouble finding a job. She is also pursuing the same field. One day my cousin asked to see my portfolio with all my projects. Since we were so close, I didn't give it a second thought and sent her everything. My portfolio contains my best work. Keep in mind that it was watermarked with my name and socials in the bottom left corner. A few weeks go by, and my cousin had not found a job. Every once in a while, she comes and visits us and asks my parents questions, since her parents are out of state, about applying for jobs. She showed them her portfolio, resume, etc. When she let me see it, I was shocked. She had put all of my designs into her portfolio. All she did was cover my watermark with an ugly black bar with her name on top. She asked, beaming, if I thought it was nice. I didn't want to embarrass her and cause a scene, so I just nodded. The following week, our entire extended family visited for dinner. My cousin told everyone that she finally landed a job, a rather well-paying one for a graphic designer. She went on and on talking about how the interviewer mentioned that he was very impressed with her work. I wasn't exactly comfortable through all this, knowing she had stolen my work, but I kept my composure. The issue happened when my family started telling me to be more like my cousin and not laze around. I lost it. I started yelling at my family and cousin about how she had stolen my work, and that all she knew how to do was add a black bar and type her name out. I called her untalented enough that she felt the need to steal from a 16-year-old. My family was shocked. My cousin started crying and yelling that she had no idea what I was talking about. So I pulled up the messages she sent me asking for my portfolio. However, my parents didn't believe me and said that if I was telling the truth, why did I wait so long to say something? Even after explaining the entire situation to everyone, I was not trusted. And now my whole family is against me for causing a scene and making my cousin cry when we were supposed to be celebrating. Not the idiot. And you'll have so much proof on all your work that if you want to, you could potentially legally cause her issues, as copyright is automatically given to the creator. Your family is crap for not believing you. Next time, do not send your full work to anyone and show them in person, or put your watermark in the middle of the work piece you are showing them in big bold full color so they can't steal it. Not the idiot 1,000 times. My daughter is an artist and I would be pissed if anyone did this to her, much less a cousin. What does she expect you to do? Complete her work assignments too? I think you are well within your rights to contact her work and explain she stole the art from you. You have all the original designs on your computer, right? Should be fairly easy to prove you did it. Also, have another talk with your mom or dad. Pick whomever is most likely to hear you out. Prove when you did the art pieces. Heck, draw one right in front of them and challenge her to do the same. Do not let someone else take credit for your hard work. She is awful. Never let her near your art again. Not the idiot. I do think you should have called her out the moment you saw the stolen work in her resume, but to be fair, you're 16 and I understand it's really hard to do something like that with family. That said, she has nobody but herself to blame for the current situation, and it's going to bite her very hard in the butt when she has to actually produce original work in her new job. Maybe then your family will understand. Update. I felt ready to talk to my parents again about what happened, and I showed them proof that my portfolio designs were mine. They apologized to me for blaming me and called my cousin and aunt, uncle, telling her that her actions were wrong. That was all they did. I took the advice that I was given in my last post and emailed my 16 cousins, 23 employer. I provided progress photos, videos, layer screenshots, history, etc. To sum it up, they apologized that this happened to me and informed me that my cousin would be fired. I was not invited to fill in her spot or anything of the sort, since I'm looking for an internship rather than a full-time job. This morning, my cousin turned up to mine and my parents' house and started yelling profanities at me and crying. Side note, to my knowledge, my identity should have been concealed when the employer told my cousin she was fired, but I'm guessing she just connected the dots. She told my parents what I had done and they were angry at me. Even though I had proved that the art and designs were mine, they immediately started berating me for going so far as to getting her fired. My parents have never exactly been supportive of my graphic design and editing hobbies, but they love taking advantage of it. I have edited videos for my mom in the past, to which she claims I price too high. I charge 15 hours, which is less than minimum wage where I'm from, and put together some things for my dad, who has never really been happy with me picking design for a hobby. He wanted me to do something useful like coding. A massive argument broke out. My aunt and uncle came to the house as well, and I was just crying. My cousin, parents, aunt, uncle, were yelling at me for getting my cousin fired. They all knew that the portfolio wasn't hers, but they didn't believe it was justifiable to have her lose a job she worked so hard for. A part of me thinks that they're defending my cousin because she's older and more mature in their eyes. I'm pretty sensitive to arguments, so I didn't want to be around anymore. I called a friend's mom and she picked me up. I have explained the entire situation to her and my friend, and they are letting me stay over for a bit until my mom and dad decide to pick me up. My friend's mom said she would talk to them and explain why my cousin is the only person in the wrong right now. I just hope this blows over quickly and that I can find an internship somewhere. Not the idiot. Going forward, look into doing a full-page watermark. Photographers do it all the time. It's why you see things like wedding picture proofs have all the squiggles and numbers on them when people are choosing which ones to keep so they can't steal them with whomever without the watermark. Learn how to encrypt the originals on a backup thumb drive. Or 2. Or 3. And hide them. Get a lockbox if you can. Those are your tickets to a good career once you finish school. Your dad doesn't understand how coding actually works if he thinks coding is more valuable than graphic design. Sure, you can code a computer to do a function and make video games and play YouTube, but without the graphic design to display the interface and advertisements and videos there would be nothing. Boot up the first generation computers and you see a screen of only code, no Flappy Bird or NBC News or Town Hall Bulletin websites. The world would be a lot darker and less fulfilling without graphic designs in all fields. I, 28, recently became a father to a girl named Ariel, 2. I did everything beforehand to prevent that from happening, but these things happen. The girl, who is a long-time friend, was extremely understanding of my choice and I was with hers to the point of where I was waiting for the gotcha. We both agreed she deserves to have a father who genuinely wants and loves her. I myself have a father who stuck around but didn't love or care for me, and I rather not see that repeated. So I signed my rights away and promised to still support her and Ariel financially. The issue, however, is my mom. I wasn't going to tell anybody, but she has a habit of snooping whenever she comes over. At first she was happy to have a grandchild, but then I explained I gave up my rights and it's my friend's choice if she wants her to be part of her life. Days later I started receiving DMS from my friend and her family about my mom harassing them. First it was a simple "can I please see her," and when she was told no she began making threats about going to court, me fighting for custody, and her showing up at every single holiday, event, school, etc. to see Ariel. I told my friend had no intention of trying for custody and I would try to talk to her. She, however, ignored me for a month before I finally caught her going inside her house. I told her she needed to stop harassing them and she is acting insane. She then yelled at me saying I had no right to give up Ariel. I tried to explain I didn't want her to be like me. She said my father was a good man because he still raised me even if he didn't want to, because that is responsibility. We kept arguing till the cops showed up and I was asked to leave. Since family members have been saying how I need to bear with it and be a father even if I don't love her because it's the responsible thing to do. Not the idiot. You did the right thing here. For others judging you on not wanting to be a father, I don't think they fully understand that consent to love does not equate consent to parenthood. Men have just as much of a right not to enter parenthood. You already tried to be responsible about preventing pregnancy, but unfortunately, the rest was beyond your control. In terminating your parental rights, you cleared the path for your friend to find someone who would be willing to adopt the kid legally and step up to be the good parent that the kid needs. The kid will not have to deal with emotional abuse, toxicity, or resentment from a parent who just plain didn't want the kid. The kid is at least getting some financial support in the meantime. Your mom can't accept your reasoning because it will make her feel guilty for your childhood. But that ain't no excuse for her behavior. She has no legal rights to that baby and it's beyond unacceptable to harass a new mama. She should realize that the only way she gets time with the baby is if she gains the approval of Ariel's mom. So she should probably stop harassing her. Also want to say kudos for knowing your limits and not making this hard for Ariel's mom in terms of giving up your rights and also agreeing to help with support. Not the idiot. You are being honest and doing what you think is best for the kid. Your mother just has to accept she's not a grandmother. Of course, in theory it wouldn't be wrong if she was in the kid's life, but with that attitude I can see why your friend is not willing to allow her. You are not the idiot for doing a choice she doesn't agree about. My co-worker is having a baby in 2 months. She's been gushing about the SNOO, especially after learning more about mine and watching my SNOO work on the nanny cam and how it rocks my baby back to sleep. She's been telling people she really wanted a SNOO but cannot afford the price tag, which is about $500 for a brand new bassinet. I suggested she can either rent the SNOO or get one second-handed on Facebook Market for like between $900 and $1,100, which is what I did. She said, it's still too big of a price tag and not even sure if her baby would like it. Some babies do not like the SNOO. Anyways, my baby is almost grown out of the SNOO age cutoff, and would be weaned off the SNOO by the time she gave birth. So she hosted 2 baby showers, one at work, and one at home with family, friends. I thought about getting one of the cute Onsi from her gift registry, but I also thought a better gift would be to give her our SNOO since we're done with it. Even as a third-hand user, the resale value on Facebook Market would have been easily between $600 to $900. When she opened my gift, it was a simple congrats card and I wrote on there, "We will give you our SNOO in a month." Mind you, my SNOO is in great shape. No poop ever gotten on it. Very small wear and tear, complicated to explain. Those who own a SNOO knows there is a Velcro sleep sack that can get caught on the side of the bassinet, so there are some peach fuzz there. Well, later I found out she was angry at me for throwing her my second or third-handed bassinet when I no longer needed it and couldn't even be decent enough to just buy a $15 onesie. Well, I got pissed. I told her, fine, I'll keep my SNOO and sell it on Facebook Market for $600 to $900. Thought you would like it since you are always gushing about mine and how it's too expensive to buy even a second-handed one. There is no need to be ungrateful. Here, just take $15 instead. I put $15 in her hand and walked off. Was I an idiot for giving her a second-handed product, in great condition, and calling her ungrateful? Not the idiot. I don't think I ever had a bed my whole childhood that was brand new. Everything came from cousins that outgrew it or somebody purchasing a new set and donating the old. I grew up fine. It can be cleaned and sanitized. It's still in good condition. And it's miraculously never had baby bodily fluids on it, which is a tough box to check. They're being entitled. Not the idiot. I actually feel a bit sorry for your coworker because she will realize that she is the world's biggest idiot. Even if the gift was a used $15 onesie, she should politely thank the gift giver. I would be so embarrassed knowing I treated someone so disrespectfully. What was she thinking? Please try to be gracious when she realized what an idiot she was and tries to apologize. I would not give the SNOO when she apologizes, but try your best not to lord her idiocy over her. Enjoy whatever you get for yourself with the proceeds of the SNOO sale. If she doesn't want anything secondhand, she's gonna be out tens of thousands of unnecessary dollars. I have no idea what a SNOO is, but the way you're gushing about it I kinda want to try it out, via resale shop, with my next baby. She might just be hormonal, but even that shouldn't justify her response to getting an expensive piece of kit for free. 22. I live at home with my parents. Older cousin, 27, Teresa, and younger brother, 15, Ian. Since he left elementary school, Ian has never managed to keep a friend longer than about a year. Most of his friendships end within 2 months, and this is due to the crappy way Ian treats people. Ian is super demanding. He thinks his friends' worlds should revolve around him and gets offended if they aren't dropping everything to hang out or they can't come to lunch because they have tutoring, Quizmatic UPS. I've seen the way Ian speaks to his friends and he acts like an outright bully. A recent example was how Ian asked in a group chat who could come to hang out after school. A kid, Daryl, responded that he had to turn in a paper first but would be there. Ian responded, "I meant somebody I actually give a damn about." Ian later complained how Daryl was a big idiot, because Daryl had stopped responding to his texts and avoided Ian after that. Most people in Ian's grade don't want to talk to him because of his behavior. Ian insists to our parents that everyone at school is being mean to him and our parents just completely bought into it. The way he drove away his last friend, a freshman named Kim, was the breaking point for me. Teresa picks up Ian from the library, but Ian had a half day so I was the only one available. I had to return a book, so I texted Ian that I was here and walked inside. I overheard Ian and Kim near the water fountain. Ian was mad that Kim hung out with her boyfriend instead of him the other night. Ian called Kim an idiot and said Kim was ugly and desperate for men's attention. Kim stood up for herself and told Ian real friends don't act this way and she was done. Ian responded, "Great, idiot. I never wanted to be your friend anyway." I walked back to the car before Ian got there. When he got inside, I confronted him about what just happened. Ian tried to lie, saying he just wanted to stay Kim's friend, but she betrayed and turned her back on him. I called Ian out for his lie and told him I overheard the whole conversation. Ian then started to crap talk about Kim, Daryl, and his other ex-friends while saying how, if this country weren't just full of snowflakes and stuck-up idiots, I'd be able to find people who deserve my friendship. I was done with Ian and told him, "It's your own fault you're friendless, Ian. You act like an idiot and now are surprised that you're alone." Ian told me I was stupid and didn't know what I was talking about. But luckily, Ian was quiet the rest of the car ride home. The issue is my parents are mad at me for what I said to Ian. They said I was cruel to say Ian was friendless, especially when he's still a child and I'm an adult. Teresa told me that I should have just said nothing, and let Ian figure it out on his own. I feel Ian's going to get worse until someone calls him out. But I realize I possibly dropped to Ian's level. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot, and based on your brother's language, you need to start looking into the type of media he's consuming. It's scarily easy for teen boys to get into alt-right movements simply because the YouTube algorithm lets them. He's getting into some extreme stuff, and the kids his age are able to see it and stay away from him. The misogyny is a huge flag for this. If there aren't adults to intervene and get him back on the right track, he could become dangerous. Not the idiot. Kids need guidance, and he doesn't sound like he is getting any from anyone else. He also won't be a minor much longer. Someone needs to address it. Where does he get this attitude? Do your parents talk to or about people like idiots? Is he online in groups of idiots? I would be wondering where he got this manner of speaking to people, because it is often influenced by something, particularly snowflakes and stuck-up idiots kind of comments. Whatever source, his parents may need to be aware and remove it. That's a pretty severe trash mouth he has developed. Please don't stop there. Ian needs intervention. Calling him out like that was entirely justified, but it's not necessarily the most constructive way to get him to change. Compile a list of all the horrible things you've seen him do to his friends, like the one here, and confront your parents with it. See if you can convince them to get him therapy. Maybe have a less heated conversation with him about being less of a bully and less of an idiot creep. Not a conversation downplaying how terrible those qualities are, but one that gives him some path to improvement rather than just being condemnatory. He deserves condemnation, but that isn't very likely to help him.